What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today, we're going to learn about the most educated man in the world. All right. And why are we going to learn about the most educated man in the world? Because I put a post up. Showing the most educated man in the world, right? Which happens to be a black man. And most people that came in, they was like, yeah, and I like to put things about black excellence and achievements that black people around the world has accomplished, so we can raise our racial self-esteem, being positive, right? So everybody in there, they was like, yeah, that's great, that's wonderful, we're celebrating a person who should be celebrated, right? And of course, there's always one person, right? There's always one person that instead of just celebrating with everybody else, taking the win, what they do is they look for something that they can complain about, or they look for something negative about the situation, or they'll find a problem, right? You got some people that can always just find problems instead of in solution. They'll find a problem, right? So I decided I'm gonna make this a teachable moment. Now I'm gonna put the comment up here. You guys know who this is, Afrodamus. He's a YouTuber. He has his own channel. Go check it out, right? And he had to be negative, man. He just had to go negative. Everybody else like, yeah, what I'm saying, celebrating the win, the isolated win within the context of what we're talking about. But no, he had to go off and say these things, right? What has he done? What is that education gonna do, right? And there are people who come from that perspective. They come from a negative perspective on a lot of things, right? I'm not saying Afrodamus comes on a negative perspective on everything, but he did on this one, right? So I was like, even though he's coming from a negative perspective, instead of taking the win, he raised a valid point. What has this guy done with all that education, right? So I decided, to take this moment to answer that question. So I went and I found some resources that will explain to us, what that, black man has done with all that education. All right. So without further ado, check this out.
Bangura Abdul Karim, 1953. Personal. Born August 26, 1953, in Sierra Leone. Naturalized U.S. citizen, son of Ali Kinda and Fatmata Bangura, married Diana Marie Kelly. 1979. Children. Fatmata Aminata, Isatu Ramatu. Ethnicity. African. Education. Northern Virginia Community College, AACE, 1978. American University, BA and MA. Both University of Stockholm, Fieldmag. 1983 PhD, Political Science, 1987, Georgetown University, MS, 1989, PhD, Linguistics, 1992, University of Maryland at Baltimore, PhD, Policy Sciences, 1990, Foley Belsaw Institute, Diploma in Computer Programming, 1998, Columbus University, New Orleans, Louisiana, PhD, Computer Science, 2001, also studied in Italy. Politics, Democrat, religion, Muslim, hobbies and other interests, activities to promote global peace and conflict resolution, addresses, home, Washington, D.C. Email, thei@earthlink.net, akbangura@mail.com. Career, Army and Air Force Exchange Services, Alexandria, Virginia, Services Supervisor. 1979, Sojourner Douglas College, Baltimore, Maryland, Adjunct Professor of Business and Marketing Studies. 1986 to 90. National Education Center, Washington, D.C., Instructor in Business Technologies and Management. 1991 to 94, Bowie State University, Bowie, Maryland, Assistant Professor of Political Science, 1993 to 2000s. Founding Director of Center for Success. 1990 to 2000, Washington, D.C., Professorial Lecturer, 1999 to 2000s, Professor of International Relations. 2000s, Researcher in Residence at Center for Global Peace, 1999, and Coordinator of Islamic Lecture Series. Howard University, Adjunct Professor, 1989 to 92, Professorial Lecturer, 1998. Georgetown University, Schiff Summer Program Professor, 1994 to 96, University of Maryland at College Park, Co-Director of International Communication and Negotiation Simulations Project, 2000s, University of Sierra Leone. Member of Advisory Board for Center for Development and Security Analysis at Foray Bay College, 2005, Conference Organizer, Consultant. Brookings Institution, Research Assistant in Middle Eastern Affairs, 1986-87, Atlantic Council of the United States, Academic Associate, 1995. African Institution, Director, 1989, Tops Gourmet Sauce, Inc., coordinator of TOPS Annual African-Centered Awards, 1997. Alcohol Intervention Institute, Silver Spring, Maryland, co-director. 1989 to 93. Office of the Mayor, Washington, D.C., member of Intergovernmental Relations Task Force, 1994 to 98. Guest on television and radio programs. Member of Editorial Board, Sierra Leone Review, 1992. Mentor. Journal of Mentoring and Field Experience, 1999. Journal of Peacebuilding and Development, 2000s. Sierra Leonean Writers Press, 2002. And International Journal of Social and Management Sciences, 2006. Member. African Studies Association, Chair of Research Methodology and African Studies Section, 1990 to 96. Association of Third World Studies, President. 2002, 2004. Each American Administration. American Political Science Association, Linguistic Society of America, Mathematical Association of America, Policy Studies Organization, National Association of African American Studies, Regional Director. National Association Studies, National Historical Society, Alexander and Boucher Society, Senior Associate. Awards, Honors, Distinguished Scholar Award, Middle Atlantic Writers Association, 1995, Certificate of Achievement, Caribbean Association of Professionals and Scholars, 1996, TOPS African-Centered Awards, TOPS Gourmet Sauce, Inc., 1997 and 1998, Certificate of Appreciation, Japan America Student Conference, 2000s, African Studies and Research Forum, Africa Excellence in Scholarship Award, 2001, All African Award, 2002, and Excellence in Scholarship and Service Award, 2006 E-Month Physics Laboratory, Johns Hopkins University, 2002, Association of Third World Studies, Distinguished Leadership and Service Award, 2004, and Outstanding Scholar Award, 2006, Dubai International Award, 2006, grants from U.S. Department of Education and National Science Foundation. Writings. Minimizing a person's chances of becoming intoxicated. A Handbook on Alcohol Awareness. Alcohol Intervention Institute, Silver Spring, Maryland, 1990. Multilingualism and Diglossia in Sierra Leone, Brunswick Publishing, Lawrenceville, Virginia, 1991. The Limitations of Survey Research Methods in Assessing the Problem of Minority Student Retention in Higher Educaliforniation, Mellon Research University Press, San Francisco, SIA, 1992. Black Political Thought, McGraw-Hill, New York, 1994. The Kipsigis, Rosen Publishing Group, New York, 1994. Editor and contributor. Research Methodology in African Studies, University Press of America, Lanham, Maryland, 1994. The Effects of United States Foreign Aid to Egypt, 1957 to 1987, Edwin Mellon Press, Lewiston, New York, 1994. With the Wade Sayas, Gerald Smith, and Michael Thomas. Political Behavior, University Press of America, Lanham, Maryland, 1996. Political Presuppositions and Implicatures of the Most Popular African American Hymns, Nova Science Publishers, New York, 1996. The Presuppositions and Implicatures of the Founding Fathers, Cummings Amp, Hathaway, Larchmont, New York, 1997. Ebonics is Good, African Institution, Washington, D.C., 1998, Revised Edition, 2000s. With Michael O. Thomas, Bowie State University Alma Mater, Historical Context and Linguistic Presuppositions, African Institution, Washington, D.C., 1998. Chaos Theory and African Fractals, African Institution, Washington, D.C., 2000s. Historical Political Economy of Washington, D.C., University Press of America, Lanham, Maryland, 2000s. Historical Dictionary of Sierra Leone, 2nd edition, Scarecrow Press, Metuchen, New Jersey, 2001. Computer Programming to Ensure Project Accountability in Afro-California, Author's Choice Press, San Jose, CA, 2001. With Martin C. Muo, United States Congress and Bilingual Education, Peter Lang Publications, New York, 2001. Editor and contributor. United States African Relations, The Reagan-Bush Era, Peter Lang Publications, New York, 2001. Editor. D.C. Vote, Fighting Against Taxation Without Representation, Writers Press, Lincoln, Nebraska, 2002. Mario Fenyo on the Third World, Writers Press, Lincoln, Nebraska, 2002. Editor. Unpeaceful Metaphors, Writers Press, Lincoln, Nebraska, 2002. With Mario Fenyo. Law and Politics at the Grassroots, A California Study of Prince George's County, Writers Press, San Jose, SIA, 2003. Editor. Washington, D.C. State of Affairs, Author's Choice Press, San Jose, California, 2003. The Holy Quran and Contemporary Issues, Author's Choice Press, San Jose, California, 2003. With Abdul Aziz Said, The World of Islam, Country-by-Country Profiles, Pearson Custom Publishing, Boston, Massachusetts, 2004. Islamic Sources of Peace, Pearson Custom Publishing, Boston, Massachusetts, 2004. Thura al-Fatiha, Author's Choice Press, San Jose, California, 2004. Sweden Against Apartheid, Putting Morality Ahead of Profit, Ashgate Publishing, Burlington, Vermont, 2004. Editor. Islamic Peace Paradigms, Kendall Hunt Publishing, Dubuque, Iowa, 2005. Editor. Peace Paradigms, Kendall Hunt Publishing, Dubuque, Iowa, 2005. Editor. Introduction to Islam, A Sociological Perspective, Kendall Hunt Publishing, Dubuque, Iowa, 2005. Washington, D.C.'s Challenges, Publisher's Choice Press, New York, 2006. Author of training manuals, contributor to books, including Divisive Barbarity or Global Civilization, The Ethical Dimensions of Science, Art, Religion, and Politics, edited by M.L. Bradbury and Suhail Bushraoui, University of Maryland Press, College Park, Maryland, 1996. Islam and Trade in Sierra Leone, edited by Alusain Jallo and David Skinner. African World Press, Trenton, New Jersey, 1997. Perspectives on Contemporary Ethnic Conflict. Primal Violence or the Politics of Conviction, edited by Santosh C. Saha, Lexington Books, Lanham, Maryland, 2006. Introduction to Peace and Conflict Studies in West Africa. A Reader, edited by Shedrack Best, Spectrum Books, Ibadan, Nigeria, 2007. And the Politics of Ethnicity and National Identity, edited by Santosh C. Saha, Peter Lang Publishing, New York. Contributor of articles and reviews to periodicals, including Mabiala Review, Sierra Leone Literary and Social Journal, Chronicle of Higher Education, Black Enterprise, Resources in Higher Education, Spectrum, Journal of Third World Studies, International Journal of the Sociology of Language, International Journal of Sierra Leone Studies and Reviews, Washington Post, and Africa Today. Editor-in-Chief, African Journal of Languages and Linguistics and Journal of Research Methodology and African Studies, both 1996. Corresponding editor for African Architecture and Computational Mathematics, Nexus Network Journal on Architecture and Mathematics, 2003. Sidelights. Abdul Karim Bangura once told CA, "My late father inspires my writing, as he taught me to always fight against injustice and tyranny, and to promote the cause of the oppressed, depressed, repressed, and suppressed." Bangura also told CA that his languages include Temne, Creole, Mende, Fula, Kono, Sherbro, Limba, Kiswahili, Spanish, Italian, French, German, and Swedish.
All right. Well, now that you see what the most intelligent black man, the most educated black man in the world has done, I hope that satisfies the naysayers or the people that want to be negative in the comments where everybody else is trying to take the win. All right. So, I hope, sometimes you got to make these things a teaching experience instead of going at somebody in a negative way because they got a different view. You just take the moment to re-educate. Now, after hearing all of that, if y'all still want to be negative about the guy, I don't know what to tell you, right? And because that's a problem that we have in our communities, that when one black person rises, the rest who don't rise with them starts to judge him like, how come you ain't saved the world yet? How come you ain't saved the world yet? Like when Obama became the president, people are literally mad because he didn't save all black Americans and he didn't save the black world. He didn't do enough. He wasn't Superman, right? They didn't take in consideration that he literally had a whole party that said, I'm gonna make sure this black person never gets anything done. Didn't take in consideration that even his party was gonna make sure, because it's still filled with a bunch of old white people, was gonna make sure that this black person was only but so successful. But none of the regular black folks took that in consideration at all. They was like, he didn't save the world, he ain't shit, right? And that's why I've noticed a lot of black people, when they do reach a certain status, they like, they get to the point, it's like, F these ungrateful, people who don't appreciate my accomplishments, what I've done, for the community overall, right? And it's like a crab in a barrel effect. You see the crab about to get out, everybody want to pull him down, right? Just because he's up there. So, but anyway, I hope this was a teachable moment. This guy should be highlighted, and we need to start putting more respect in our elders, man. Alfred should know better than that. Being a true African, as he is, a pure African, he should know he needs to give the benefit of the doubt, at least to, your black elders and your educated elders, until they prove otherwise that they don't deserve your respect. But, as an African, we need to start putting more respect in our elders' name when they achieve things, and not automatically shun them or start questioning them in a negative light simply because we want to say something, or we think that we think that we sit at a position where we can judge, judge people who shoes we can't even fill. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind when you're critiquing and talking about your elders who's accomplished things, because you really don't know, right? Before you come out in your mouth and say something, at least do some type of research so you won't look like a fool. All right? Anyway, that's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.